Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Jays just got eliminated. Uh three strikeouts. Three strikeouts for Duran. Eliminated Jays from postseason. Eliminated Jays. Their season's over. Terrible way. Terrible way to end the season. Terrible way to end the season. Strikeout in the ninth inning 3 times in a row. Just terrible, terrible. Just overall a terrible, terrible, not exciting, not a very fun, exciting season. And man, there's a lot for me to say on here, guys. It's a lot. I'm very furious, man. I'm sorry. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. It's frustrating, especially the lack of offense this whole year, the lack of commitment. I think the lack of maturity, the managerial decisions. I don't care if it's from the manager or above. It's just embarrassing. If you ask me, it's really embarrassing. Just not a fun, exciting, fun season. It's Derpy. It's There's a lot I gotta say. There's a lot I have to say. Watching this team the whole year, the Raptors are not gonna do much either, man. Trust me, the Raptors are not gonna do much either. They're not gonna make the playoffs, so I'm not gonna high on the Raptors. Okay. Okay. This whole season, it was about defense and pitching. All that showed up. So, all that showed up. Pitching, defense, all showed up. All showed up this year. But the thing is, they sacrificed so much offense for that defense, especially defense. Kiermaier, Varsho, they sacrificed a lot of offense for that defense. Yeah, you do defense to win, but Varsho and Kiermaier could not put up the numbers Gordiel and Hernandez could put up. Okay, could put up and for offense, and we kind of needed that. We needed that offense because we're clearly missing that. The problem with this team and the problem with John Schneider is his decisions, especially the bullpen and stuff, and his pitcher and him with dealing with the pitching staff. With this team, the problem with this team had no issue getting on base all year, and it was not really an issue in this postseason for them to get on base either. There's been times where they, especially this game, they got on base plenty of times in this game. Okay, but they couldn't capitalize. They couldn't when it comes to when runners are scoring position. This team just fold. They just crumble up and fold and just choke basically. Like something like it's just something. It changes. Their whole approach changes when runners are scoring position. Okay. They're terrible at driving in runners. Okay, other runners. They're on base. They choke. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's just. I feel like there's too much. They rely too much on analytics and all this stuff, where analytics is the way to win. and especially analytics obviously has taken priority apparently. Like it's taken priority in baseball and mostly baseball, right? More than over the eye test, right? Over what you see with your eyes, and analytics cannot determine if someone's playing good or bad currently in the field, on the ice, on the court. Right? If someone's playing good, keep him in, keep him in. No matter what the analytics tell you, keep him good. He's doing good, keep him in, keep him in. Okay? That was the case here with Brios. Brios just went three innings, dealing. He walks the first batter in the fourth, and they bring Kikuchi. A guy who can't look like the strike zone. Okay? Look, lucky to only give up 2 runs, but in the end, this team can't score. And they can't score. This team has problems scoring, but they luckily they only give up 2 runs. But Kikuchi only give up 2 runs. It's just that Kikuchi's the wrong guy in that situation because he's not controllable, man. He doesn't have great control with his pitches. It was clearly here. He showed it. And there's people are gonna right now they're showing Brios highlights and how he was dealing, and I know they said this was planned before the game. This is if a situation comes up, Kikuchi was going to come in the game no matter what. This was not the right situation. The 4th inning was not the right situation. You got whatever plan you had ahead of the game. If you see something in the game that goes against the plan and it's working, and if it's not working, that's different. But if it's working, it's going against the plan and it's working, go with that. Plans change during mid-game. Go with the pitcher. See what the pitcher's doing. Okay? How good the pitcher's throwing. If the pitcher's throwing good, change the game. Eye test. Okay? And I love how Schneider's getting criticized in the public front office. We're all gonna hit. You know what? We could go after Schneider here too, but we could also go after the front office because this comes from the top. Somebody's telling him what to do. Probably his boss, the GM, and the president. Okay, now don't listen to the player. Watch what the player is doing. See how good effective the player is, the pitcher, and change your plan in the game. Call it audible. This ain't wrestling, okay? This ain't wrestling, a movie or a TV show where you have plans, you have a script, okay? I know sports now they have a script, man. Like in baseball analytics, they use the words. They have a script now, man. In analytics, okay. Okay. And to me, they do gotta fire both the GMs, the coach and the GM, because you haven't advanced. You haven't won a playoff game since 2016 against Cleveland. When Cleveland beat you in 6, I believe, 6 or 5. I think it was actually a 5-game series to face the Cubs in the World Series. That's the last time you won a playoff game. You went to Tampa Bay in 2020, lost that series. You lost the series to Seattle. You blew the 8-1 lead in the elimination game where you should have won. So you lost that series. That's 4. That's about So Cleveland, I think that's Cleveland. So that's 1, 3, 5, and 7. So you lost 7 playoff games in a row, dating back all the way to 2016. And I know 2017, 2018, and 2019, those were rebuild years. So those don't count. But you did make the playoffs 3 of the last 4 seasons, and you didn't win a single game. In 6 games. You played 6 games in 3 years, and you haven't won a single game. And Minnesota broke the North American record last year yesterday with the most consecutive losses in playoffs, with 18 before breaking it yesterday against the Jays. Now they won 2 in a row, and they're going to face the Houston Astros in the next round, where Texas is going to face Baltimore the next round. But that's okay, and it's time for Atkins has done a decent job of getting us to be a playoff contender, okay? But he hasn't done the right moves. He hasn't give us the right moves to put us into championship contenders. Why? Because the offense has showed up, and I felt like at the deadline, well, he did get Hicks, right? Jordan Hicks to help boost up the bullpen. I don't think he did enough to boost up the offense. Paul DeJong was not the answer. And look, Paul DeJong did not even last 3 weeks at Toronto. Okay? Okay? What? Okay. They didn't really improve their offense. And Guerrero this season, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's laziness or just not taking it seriously. It just seems like he's lazy. He's lazy. So much talent, but I know he's still relatively young, 24, 25, but he's still a 5-year veteran. He can't be lazy in this game. And Chapman, man, where's Chapman? Yeah, brings elite defense to third base, but this guy's been hit barely over 200 since May. Strikes out like 30% of the time. I don't care if you play elite defense, but if you can't hit, what good are you? Okay? And a team that struggles offensively, I don't care. If a team is great offensive, you could get away with a player that hits that's not hitting well. If the team's scoring ones and stuff, okay, if their offense is clicking. But Chapman's a free agent in the season, right? In a weak free agent class, might be the top third baseman in the class. But he's clearly hurt himself from getting a contract, a decent contract, a good contract. Guys in his 30s now. And I don't know, because with the Jays, right? The Jays going off season. We'll get back to my Atkins and Schneider. Jays going off season. They have a lot of things they have to fill out. Who's going to play third base? Who's going to play second base? Who's going to play center field next year? Are they going to try and get some depth starting pitching? Are they going to try to improve the offense? Okay. And because they have to, because Chapman third base is open, second base might be open, center field might be open. The weak free agent class, their minor league farm system is not all that great. So the assets they have for trades, I don't know, honestly. But if they're going to go in off season looking to upgrade, I know people are high on others, Martinez or Aston Barger, but if you're planning to contend, you can't have him start the season right away. Bring him in slowly. And Martinez might be a power hitting third baseman, similar to Chapman, but let's give him some time in the minors first. But we might have to find a third baseman in the meantime before Martinez or Barger gets up, whatever his name. But let's not put all that pressure on those rookies when the team is still planning to contend next year. And I think they're still planning to contend. Now, Toronto has a lot of money. It's just the people, it's just the person running it. Atkins should not be the one handing out contracts. He should be let go. I think his tenure is done. He has not had his team has not advanced to the second round since 2016. Third round, actually, because 2016 they won the wild card game against Baltimore. They beat Texas, and then they went to the third round wins the championship series against Cleveland. He has not advanced to advance around since, and he has enough time to try to get this team over the hump by advancing to the second round, the next round, just out of the first round. But no, as some of his moves backfire. Look, Kidmeyer and Varshall tremendous defensively. But Varshall, I think terrible all year. Terrible all year at the plate. Has immense power, but he strikes out all the time. Kiermaier was solid offensively. But I think Kiermaier could be a fourth outfielder at best now. Because he definitely need an upgrade. And Atkins should not be the one. Catching position, I felt like keeping Kirk was the wrong move now. Unfortunately, it was the only option they could do because Jansen's hurt. But Jansen's clearly the catcher of the future. Kirk might have the better average than Jansen, but Jansen has more power and is better defensively than Kirk. So I'm willing to take the average out. Willing to sacrifice the average with the power of Jansen because Jansen is good defensively. It makes up with the power. And Kirk is too slow on the base pass. He's so damn slow. It seems like almost every single game he hits into a double play. I know catchers are not the speedy types, but Kirk is really, really slow. I think there's a lot of people that don't play baseball are faster than him. And I'm seeing these numbers from Vlad, like past seasons. Not good. 311, 274, 264, 48, 32, 26 home runs. RBIs are going down. OPS is going down. Not good. Why is that? Is it because he put on weight? I don't know. Did he put on weight? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did put on weight. I have no idea. But they got to find a way to get fast. And they also have to be smart on the base paths. And because twice in this series, two dumb mistakes. Bo Bichette yesterday, going home on that, and Vladimir Guerrero getting picked off. That was I think that was a turning point in the game, was Vladimir Guerrero getting picked off. And I'm telling you, people in Toronto, the people in Toronto are turning on Vladdy. They're turning on Vladdy. And they're turning on John Schneider because a lot of his pitching decisions over the year, I think, cost him a lot of wins. Also, today, I also think John Schneider has a lot of his press conferences, a lot of his answers to questions, his reasonings don't make sense at times. Like the Jordan Romano thing about, when he saving or whatever. I don't know. Some of his reasons don't make sense. Also, he challenges way too much. He issues the challenges. Wants the umps to challenge on plays way too much, and it seems like every time he challenges a play on the field, it's always he doesn't get a change. It always seems like it goes against him. It's like 20% goes his way and the 85% goes the other way. It seems like every time he challenges a play, it doesn't go in his favor because a lot of the plays he challenges, it's really obvious. It's completely obvious that he's not winning that, and they just do it anyway. And sometimes, and it's happened this game. This game actually get two challenges, so it didn't happen this game. But there's times it happened this season where they have challenged earlier in the game, they got it wrong, but later in the game, when the more important innings come up, later in the game when games are close or whatever, there's times where a play happens and it's bang bang and the ump calls it out. But if you look on replay, it's the guy who actually might have been safe, but he can't challenge it because earlier in the game you went for the challenge and you lost. But you can't have. It doesn't work like that. You gotta be smart with your challenges. And all season he's not. He hasn't been smart with his challenges. I can't. Atkins clearly has to go. He has enough time. I don't think she'll probably let him go. Cleveland days. I don't know. I think it's, but there has to be a change with this team. Uh, Personally, I would definitely let Josh Schneider go. I know they won't let him go. I'm going to be realistic. They won't let him go. Look at the free agents: Chapman, Belt, Kiermaier, Merrifield, Hicks, Green, and Ryu. That's a lot of free agents. Also, Schneider needs to go. He won't go because he signed a contract last year. But I mean, the stuff he's made, the decisions he's made all year in this playoffs, and last year, don't forget that boneheaded. Nobody likes Schneider. I'm telling you, there's nobody really likes Schneider as a coach. This guy is John Schneider. Is not the coach. He's not the manager that's going to bring you a championship. Okay, he's not someone that's going to bring you a championship. Okay, because of his decisions. He doesn't let the pitchers finish. He doesn't let pitchers who are pitching well continue. He leaves some people in too long at times. His problem is he doesn't know when to take somebody out or keep somebody in. Okay? And I think he did cost them the series against Tampa Bay with Jordan Hicks and stuff. Okay? Keep him in two innings when Hicks clearly had no gas left. Atkins had enough time to try to bring his team, try to get this team over the hump to advance the next round of the playoffs. But he hasn't done it. It's time for a new change, a new voice. I think he needs a new voice. They need to fire the coaching staff. Fire the freaking bench coach. Don Mattingly. I don't know. Don Mattingly is the bench coach. Is he the? I mean, people want him to manage. He's not. Don Mattingly hasn't particularly been a good manager either. I don't know. Get rid of the hitting coach. Definitely get rid of the hitting coach. Too many hitting coaches. I think there's like too many cooks in the kitchen because I noticed lately in the dugout, there's so many damn coaches for positions. I feel like they're made up. It's a made up position for this, just to hire this guy. And there's so many damn coaches. Every time you do the player introductions for the season in April, March, April, whenever, I'm like, how many coaches does a team need now? It's ridiculous. You got a hitting coach, you got an assistant hitting coach, you got an assistant to the assistant hitting coach. They fire all three of them if that's the case. Clearly, there was no improvement during the season with the hitters. The only one that was consistently hitting well was Bo Bichette, 320-something RBIs, hitting well, right? Kiermaier wasn't bad out, okay? Springer by his career standards, his season standards actually had a down year. He actually might be on a decline now. Two more, like I'm starting to see signs of a bit of a decline. He can still field in right field. He's pretty good. One of the signs of Springer I see is his power numbers going down, and we have it for 2 more seasons at $25 million. And yeah, we're getting to a point where that $25 million for Springer is going to be too much. Obviously, for the first 2 years, it's fine. We're still in his prime, so no problem paying $25 million in. But it's getting. This team, like what? I can't stand Schneider Atkins anymore. I used to be someone that I know there's a lot of people that the Atkins attract. I used to not be like that because I used to believe I used to defend Atkins because he did bring up a good farm system. That's why he traded a lot of them to get some certain players to help him become a playoff team. Matt Chapman, that deal for Matt Chapman, Barrios, who else? Barrios, Chapman, that was from the minors. I don't know who else helped. It's from the minors. He did bring up a good farm system. He did bring up the minor league farm system. You're seeing some of it now, obviously. But But it's to a point where he couldn't make any major moves this deadline because he didn't really have. He only has a few top prospects, but he didn't really have a. We don't really have a deep farm system anymore because he traded most of it away, right? And now since we're losing a lot of players to free agency, potentially we sign them. Teams, Baltimore's might be look like a team to be reckoned with for the next 5 to 10 years with their good young team and players are just developing, coming up. Tampa Bay, you can't underestimate Tampa Bay. Boston won't take things lightly. Boston's up in Boston, you can never take it lightly. And the Yankees, you can't take it lightly. Yeah, the Yankees had a bad year, but they were still over 500, and you can never take the Yankees lightly. The Yankees are going to do whatever it takes to get back to the playoffs. There's no such thing as we losing and rebuilding in New York. Okay, no such thing. And Atkins has it. It's not his time. We need a new GM. We need a new coach. Maybe a coach, a manager. I think if we're gonna go for, it's not happy, but if we go for a new manager, we need to go a manager who has managed before, who's experienced coaching as a manager. I don't know something like Gabe Kapler, Buck Showalter. I think Buck Showalter would not be a bad choice. Joe Girardi, maybe Joe Girardi. I don't know. Managers out there. We need next time if they fire the coach, the manager, which they won't, but they should. They should fire. He has made a lot of bad decisions this season. They definitely should go after a veteran manager because that's just the team needs. I know Schneider has a connection with some of the players due to them. Some of the players at Schneider have connection all the way back to the minor league days. Okay, but Schneider's not the guy. It's not the guy that's going to give him a World Series championship. I'm sorry. He's not going to give him a ring. He's not that guy. Atkins is not that guy anymore. He's not that guy anymore. They should both go. Shapar's not going to go. You're not really going to fight a president. Manoah has a big question mark too. Manoah. Also, they need to fire both of these guys. You need to fire both of these guys. I'm a huge Bouger fan. I've been for years. Right? Baseball's my favorite sport. Blues is my favorite team. And I know this team was a playoff team. This year was harder to watch. Than the losing years. Because this team has the talent to win the World Series, but they just never put it together. And if they can find a way to pitch and defend, right? Pitching, defense, and hitting, and everything comes together, and have a manager who's competent. This team is scary, but they couldn't. Guys, I'm gonna end this stream at 30 minutes, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you comments below, guys. Tell me your thoughts. What they should do? Should they get rid of Schneider? Let Atkins go? What should they do in the off season? How can they keep this team together and continue being a playoff perennial team, and how they could try to advance to the next round, try to win a World Series? What they should do in the offseason, what moves they should do, free agents, trades, what they should look at. Should they look at possibly dangling Vladimir Guerrero on the open market, on the trade market? And how much should they pay Vladdy? Because you could clearly see that at one point maybe his value is more than it was, but now it's obviously with this two down seasons, maybe not down as last year, but this down season, yeah, the payday for him might be lower. But tell me, like, share, subscribe, and comment below, guys. Take care. Blue Jay fans, take care.